Where's the remote? Found it.
Turn off the lights.
All right.
Did you grab the drinks?
Yeah, I got them.
Okay, I'm making the popcorn.
It's starting. Come on.
All right. Okay, I'm here. Hit the button. Hi, I'm Jill.
And I'm Gianna.
And welcome to the We Watch It All podcast,
where we watch it all and give you our opinions.
AKA the opinions no one ever asked for. But you're gonna get them anyway.
Did you just change the intro?
I just added a little something to it.
Okay.
It's probably what it should say because, most people don't really care. But I'm going to force it on you anyway.
Yeah.
You don't have to listen.
We do want to address that this is probably up later than normal. But that's because I got a root canal on Friday. So, they put this fancy dancy clam thing, and then it was like a rubber thing so that the chemicals didn't go down my throat. And
sounds like a lot.
Honestly, if it wasn't going to reveal my location, I'd recommend this guy to everybody. He was so thorough. He was like so focused and everything.
Well, what you can recommend is, I think the ticket is this. If you're going to get a root canal, go to a person that specializes in it.
Yeah, he was like a root canal
You can
canal
get
specialist.
A root canal done by your dentist, but I highly recommend doing it through, I think he's an endo something. I forget.
Yeah,
what
he
they
was
called
something
him.
like special, like at the dentist office. He's like only there on like a specific day and everything. But like he was so thorough. And also I'm 99.9% sure I had 4 roots in my one mouth. Typically you only have like 2 roots in a molar. I had 4. And I could feel that it was going, I could feel him going up and down with the little drill. But it was so interesting because like even when I walked in, he was like, could you just make sure your phone's silent? Cooper's awake. We don't even want to even talk about what happened with him last night.
What happened?
And Sissy's sitting over there so beautiful in the sun. All right, we're going to settle Cooper, and we'll be right back. Okay, Cooper's somewhat settled, but, he'll move again. If you're not a new viewer here, he's moving again. You know that.
Yeah.
But now that we're like 2 minutes in, there's cat hair flying everywhere. And here he is. He's already moving. But we're going to be covering part 1 of the Beverly Hills season 12 reunion. You know what's so funny about this is I feel like watching it, I don't know why, I guess now because like we're actually like really paying attention, we're taking notes on things, and like for the last 11 seasons we never did that. It's like I didn't realize how much it's really just some of the like portions are just recapping what happened this season. Okay, she's pulling the table in for Cooper. But like, do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Like
no, it is.
It's really loud. Like, I mean, like there are fights, but like the first half of this was recapping.
You want them to explain a lot of their actions, and that doesn't always happen because thank you, baby. What they end up doing is just basically recapping, and you're like, no. Yeah,
which I think, in my opinion,
down to business.
The first half. Oh, also, just want to mention this because we had to record this the next day after my root canal. BravoCon Day 1 happened already. The Beverly Hills panel happened, and apparently nothing came out of it, but the audience fought, apparently. Oh my god, Sissy is like sprawled out over there. And Rinna got booed when she came on stage.
I watched it. It was a cross between boos and cheers, but you could hear the boos underneath for sure.
Yeah. And then, she flipped them off, which is like, it's very Rinna, but it's also like,
I think she thinks that would be like
funny.
Cheeky and like funny, and
like, I don't think people
this is the
have
time
forgiven you enough yet.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think this is the time for you to do something like that.
Like, maybe if this was,
ready for you.
If the reunion had finished and this was like months later, and it didn't literally just happen like last week, maybe it would have been. But like, we just watched you do this. Like for us, we could go for her. It was like months ago, but still,
I don't think she should have done it either.
Yeah, no, wasn't a good idea.
No, too soon.
That was just a little bit that we know so far from Beverly Hills. That's the only part that I saw come across my timeline because it was the biggest part.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get started with the reunion here.
So there's the seating arrangements.
Yeah.
Diana is not here. She has COVID, according to her.
COVID in quotes.
Yeah.
We broke this down. In our YouTube exclusive where we gave our full thoughts on the season, like before the reunion. We put that on YouTube. I know we said we were going to do that. We ended up making it YouTube exclusive. So we talked about why we think Diana's lying. about COVID.
Yeah, I mean, even Andy called her out a little bit, but we'll get to that later. He said she looked pretty darn good for someone with COVID.
Yeah.
But you know, I mean,
there's different types of COVID.
Well, yeah, I have known lots of people that have had COVID and they were fine and they felt fine and they looked fine. You just didn't.
Well, he said sick. He didn't say COVID.
Are you sure?
I thought he just said sick, but
I don't know, maybe. But then you had the seats went from Sutton to his far right, Garcelle, and then Kyle is next to him. Then it jumps over to Lisa, Erica, Dorit, and Crystal. And we all know that the seating arrangement means a lot. Obviously, Kyle will never leave his side at this stage of the game.
Well, yeah, no, she's like she's the original.
Yeah,
and Lisa's like the second longest one there, so it makes sense.
I don't even know who would bump them two out of the seats. Perhaps Dorit, Erica, maybe
Erica,
maybe a Garcelle. I don't.
Yeah, I think Garcelle could.
It would absolutely depend on their season if they had,
If you had a really big season, I think you could take like the other side. Like I don't think Kyle ever moved just because she's the original, but I think some of the other ones could switch out.
I think Lisa could get bumped out of hers because she hasn't always been in that seat.
No,
she hasn't always.
It was just a big season for her.
Very recent.
Yeah.
Maybe last year. I'm not even sure about last year, but I know I always remember seeing somebody on her left and right, so definitely wasn't an always thing.
This was the same exact seating arrangement that they used at the panel, which to me makes it seem like still the couches are split and the people on the left couch are good together, people on the right couch are not good together, which...
Yeah.
Except for Dorit. I'm sure Dorit would go to the left side, but still. And Diana did not come to this event, as far as I know, which I'm not surprised.
She's seated by herself. But they run down. They start with kind of rundowning.
Well, wait. Before they go through the events, two things. First off, I didn't realize they came here at 6 a.m. and they pretty much finished at 10. I didn't. Like, I know they do it for so long,
very early.
But like, I didn't realize how long.
Oh, they come early just for the hair and makeup and all that prep stuff that gets done.
Because they get them dressed there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rinna, though, she arrives with like 2 big envelopes full of receipts, which they don't get to in this episode. But I don't even think anything's going to be in there. I think it's probably just going to be like a printed out version of the text that Kathy sent her that silence is golden. That's what I think is going to be in there.
Yeah, I think it's going to be.
Because if it's verbal, then what is going to be in there?
Yeah, no, it's just probably the text, copies of the text or something.
That's what I think. But we all saw those already, so really.
Yeah, and Andy runs down with all the different charity events that they attended kind of throughout the season, and he, of course, touched on Dorit's chic.
Yeah,
which we all thought that was hilarious when she went off the deep end with
he lies and says that this is the chicest reunion.
Yeah,
you're a liar.
Unless he really thinks that, I don't know.
Maybe they look better in person. The dresses, I don't know. Maybe, we reviewed the dresses in that YouTube
things
exclusive.
do look different in person than in picture.
Like I'm not gonna lie,
most people take
the close up of Garcelle's thing didn't look as bad. Her dress.
No, but
like
my thing is
most
people take the pictures. Most people get an outfit and they look at themselves in person, and then they take a picture to see what they think of it, and then that's how they judge whether or not. If it's not photographable, you're going to be photographed, then you shouldn't do it. And I think they did not do that.
Sutton's dress too. I thought it was I don't know why I thought it was like see-through cutouts, like the little squares where like no, it was one solid thing. I didn't realize that. So I actually like it less now.
Yeah, it looked like a grandma quilt.
I liked it better when I thought there was like little cutouts or something that was like covered by mesh. Yeah. So no, sadly no.
It's bad, but and then of course I love when they do that where they say someone's going to come out and then nobody does come out, and then this time he really had them because he started after they were teasing obviously Dorit with the chic. The chic talk. Andy teases him and says, and Jamie Lee Curtis is here right now. And then they all laugh and no one comes out. And
Cooper's leaving. Where's he going? Don't mess with her, Cooper.
Maybe he'll just lay on
Which,
the side of it.
Jamie Lee Curtis, if you watched our YouTube exclusive, I said somebody should show up in a power suit. She came in a suit.
Oh, yeah, she wears suits all the time.
No, but I know, I'm just saying.
That's her MO,
I said that I think a housewife, that would have been a smart move if Rinna came in a suit to show
she looked better than 90% of them.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Good, baby, lay down. Good, lay down in the sun.
I can't.
Anyway, she, and then, so in the end, she does come out and everybody starts screaming and hooting and hollering and, I love Jamie Lee Curtis. I'm not going to deny she's good. She was in a lot of good stuff. However, she was there to promote Halloween, which we all know.
Which, by
it's
the
fine,
way,
I understand, but
I realized.
Good boy.
Well, like to the point where she brought them pumpkins with their faces on it, which they were very impressively carved. But She hi Cooper.
Good
He looks
boy.
sweet.
Look at that son, baby.
What was I gonna say? Oh,
Sorry.
I found out that I think the same day that we were watching the reunion, because we watched the next day on Peacock, was the same exact day that Halloween's End was released on Peacock.
Yeah, it was.
So it worked
14th.
out perfectly, so that you could go and watch that literally right after.
Yeah.
So,
But it was cute having her there because she was
Yeah.
very confused as to what the show was really like. I think she knew but not really knew, and they showed her. Yeah, see, not me this time. They showed her talking right to the camera and stuff, saying, "I'm gonna break all the rules" and stuff like that, which was funny. They didn't show that obviously on the actual show, but they showed it behind the scenes, which was cute.
Which makes me wonder if we're gonna see that now that they showed that behind the scenes. Like, will we see the publicist clip of Erica's publicist talking behind the scenes?
I think so.
They've
already kind of showed it a little bit, so I think they'll show it even more.
No, but I'm saying they showed it on the international version, but I wonder if the reason they cut it out was to save it for a big reveal.
Yeah, sometimes I think they do. That's how they did it. They throw it out there or something.
And they slipped up and they forgot to remove it. Yeah.
I think they do that. But they told her she was going to be an honorary housewife, which was cute. They were all very taken by her. And then she said she renamed the wind chimes.
I know, she named her charity Chic or something.
Yeah, it's the Chicest something.
Something, and it filled out a bunch of words.
Yeah, it was some kind of acronym that it
for the kids.
Yeah,
or something.
and Chicest or something. And then, but she did tell Dorit that she renamed the wind chimes the Dorit Chic wind chimes or something to that effect, which was cute because, she said because of her reaction and all the talk that she got over those things,
changed the charity completely.
And so we can make fun of her, but she actually did a good thing for them. So that's that's a good thing. But
which I'm sure probably did better than the not toothless thing. I think people just looked that up, but I don't think people probably gave into it. You know what I mean? People were like, "Oh, Jamie Lee, this is a charity and Jamie Lee Curtis." Okay, I can get behind that. Because I've never heard of homeless not toothless.
Here's the thing: the homeless not toothless sounds fake.
It does.
It may not be.
It sounds like a cover up for somebody
It absolutely may not be fake at all. However, it sounds.
It's just the name.
It sounds fake.
I think
she could have figured. Yeah, I think she should have figured out. Smiles not denied, or something. I don't know.
My suggestion: smiles go a mile. I don't know.
Something. I think there's something like that though.
Oh. Well,
but something like that. There's so many other things they could have done.
The good ones were taken.
Smiles and so much more, or something. If you wanted to be helping homeless, I don't know. There's a few for you to read. Just work on that, will you?
You could have made smiles into an acronym or something.
Work on that.
Yeah. Well, this is not Dorit's charity though.
I know, but she could tell them the experience that this did not work out well for them.
Yeah.
I'd go back and tell them that if I were you.
Think on that, Dorit.
Yeah. So. And then they move right on to Andy asking if he can ask a dumb question.
Yeah. And Erica says, "You always do."
Don't you?
Oh, no, when don't you? When don't you?
Yeah, when don't you? And I was like, okay, you don't know that he pays your bills? Especially you, Erica. I'm like, you need that. That's your only job right now. Right? I'm not sure what you're thinking, but hey.
He didn't get to ask the dumb question, did he? I don't think he did. I think they went right to break.
I don't think they did either. Yeah, I think
I would have loved to know what the dumb question was.
I don't know what it was either. I don't think they. Yeah.
It's kind of a little disappointing there. I'd love to know what he considered a dumb question.
Yeah.
And then I think it was the break, and then they came back and they discussed Garcelle and her son getting attacked via social media.
I had a feeling they were going to go into that one first.
I forgot that happened right before the reunion film.
Yeah, I had a feeling he was going to hit that one first because it was so current. Yeah. And
it didn't take place in the season to get things that didn't happen.
It was such a horrible thing for these kids that they were doing to them, because we only hear a snippet of what went on, but she said that they sent him her Playboy pictures. Now whether or not those are nudes or not, I don't know. But still, nobody wants to see their mom in any kind of skimpy clothes or whatever. No. They made comments about his white daddy, and that he would have a knee on his neck, which is horrible.
Because I only saw I think when it was happening, I only saw people talking about comments as far as being oh, tell your mom to leave so and so alone. I didn't even know that. I knew there was racist remarks being made, but I didn't know that there were some things that were that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't want to go into giving the. I don't want to go into reading them because I don't want to give them life. If
you don't want to if obviously the more you interact with a post, the more it's gonna get boosted out there. And
but the sad thing is
I just saw people sharing them.
I would have liked to have known, because some of this now that I'm thinking about, because it's like you didn't realize how horrible some of the stuff that was being said to him. I mean, honestly, it doesn't even matter what they were saying. It's just, a kid shouldn't have to deal with that. But
because already, like, the worst, like, then he was also like this. I think it's the same kid that Erica yelled at, right?
Yeah.
So it's like already like, and the one son. So far though, Erica has gotten 2 out of 3 of Garcelle's kids, which is like weird. Like, I mean, I know she was like flirting with the guy, but that's still like, it was still weird. Like, I think is he married or is he dating? He's dating somebody.
Yeah, I think he has a girlfriend and they have a baby together or something. It's like, so yeah, it was unnecessary if nothing else.
No,
I mean, that's for sure.
Like,
but the sad part is, I really feel bad for kids. Oh, this is bulging too a little, eh? Wait a minute. I don't know.
Doing a vein check.
Sorry. Back to this. They started talking about a lot of stuff that I know you mentioned a lot, like where there's bots and stuff like that. So somebody's buying bots to send these things out, which is horrible. Which
we've gotten, not like this extent, but we've gotten like spam bots that say, hey, let's promote our podcast. And it's a spam bot to the point where the same person DM'd us and they have the same profile picture. A lot of these guys won't even put a picture up, but if you go on, they have like one post, they're following 0 people. 0 people are following them, or they don't even have anything and they're just commenting. So you can go on like these like websites and you can buy people to pay for comments. You can pay for people to put comments via your account, or you can pay for people to follow you, follow more people, interact with posts to boost your own engagement. Now, obviously, this is not what they were doing. They were using it for all the wrong reasons, obviously.
Yeah, because the sad part is, it's not even like they were, not that I want to say these people were racist, but the sad part is, like Garcelle feels that they were doing this to get her off the show. Yeah. So it wasn't like they were just picking something that they knew would be a trigger for them or frighten them. Like, it wasn't even like they had like a real like I'm a racist person and this is what I stand for. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. It was kind of like pointless. You're like threatening a kid, making him scared, and really like she's feeling it's because somebody is trying to get her off the show. That like the only way to stop this is to like
get her off the show.
Yeah, and that's really sad. Yeah. And then they start showing quotes for like all the ladies, like different things, like
which I'm sorry, but Rinna's, I think they just like there was like Kyle's was like one, I think, to her daughter Portia. Yeah. I think Erica's was maybe to her son. And then Rinna's was to her, calling her a beast. Like, I'm surprised. She has 2 kids. Like, nobody's ever said anything about.
No, I think her daughters have. I think her daughters have gotten it too. But
it was just weird that out of hers that they picked her to call her a beast compared to like everybody else. Other extents that they put out. They're like, she was called the beast. I don't know. I saw that. I'm like, beast.
Okay, I don't know.
You didn't get that one. The Amsterdam fight.
Oh, yeah. You're a beast.
Come on.
Yeah.
That's my favorite fight.
And then, of course, we all knew it was coming.
Yeah, they go on to the
dorit, which I wanted them to really, maybe they still will, it's still time, but
I really didn't take any notes on this. Because it was really just like reviewing it and saying the same exact thing.
Yeah, it was the same thing. The only thing that I mentioned in my notes was that, which we all kind of, everybody kind of already thought that potentially it was fake, because there was just too many weird things that did go on at the same time, like where they said she didn't put the cameras on, and I don't know why you wouldn't put your cameras on.
No, she has the cameras on because they recorded the alarms.
The alarms. She didn't have the alarms on, which would have went to the police, and I don't know why you don't, because
it wouldn't even give her a warning before they got up to her bedroom.
Well, yeah, because I know for me, I could set my alarms where they wouldn't have went to the police. They would just go off. So I had to, and that was the thing that I didn't like, was that I did have to stop that. But like you said, if I heard my alarms going off, at least I have a heads up. Someone's downstairs or some, Yeah, like so
she could. Here's the thing: if they were going to her bedroom, she could have had a chance to go sit in the kids' room, hide in there, and they probably still would have taken the same thing.
Yeah, but she or she could have hidden her own somewhere in her. I mean, that room looked fairly big or something. Who knows what she could have done?
Crawled into the bed,
but,
anything.
Yeah, I mean, you just don't know. But she she didn't give herself any out. And to be honest with you, she says the reason she doesn't put it on is because her kids sneak downstairs. Well, guess what? If your kids sneak downstairs, maybe they need to be woken up a little bit and like have the alarm go off, and when their butts are going down there, maybe they'll stop doing that, because your kids should not be going downstairs at any hour of the night or morning to the first floor when you're upstairs. There's stoves, there's knives, there's all sorts of bad things.
Especially those little kids.
Yeah, they're little. They're still young. They don't know the difference between, I want a candy and I'm taking up, who knows what now. I'm just saying, like, that was a poor excuse.
by the way, I'm not gonna lie. If you ever went to your doctors when you were little and you saw those little posters that were like the pills look like candies, now
Oh, a
you
lot of
take
them
certain
do.
pills, and I'm like, they really do look like a candy. Like I don't know, when I would see them on the signs in the doctor's office, I was like, that doesn't even look like that.
No, some of them
But
do. They
now
definitely do.
these pills that what is it, like Tylenol that you take?
Yeah,
they
it's the
look like
generic.
candy. They look good. I even said that. I said they look kind of good. I can't even take a pill. But yeah.
But they were saying, Andy mentioned that, they were saying that they felt it was fake, that PK set it up because he wasn't there. And, like they were saying, like, how could they do, why would he do that? And why would they, like, have her there? And I think they would have her there for a reason, because she would make it believable.
Yeah.
Like, if she didn't know he was doing this, it would be very believable. But he would know that nobody was going to hurt them, no one was going to hurt the kids. And the funny thing is, it was, maybe at one point I thought maybe she did know, because for those guys to be in her room and the kid wasn't in the room that one magical night, I think that's kind of weird too. And just the whole thing, like they said, no robber is going to just gently place your phone down so you can go and get it.
And I think also
and you're not going to get that far away. Like,
the phone, I don't know if some people have seen this, but when you get a call, you can set it up for your phone to like flash the light. I think it's for people that are hearing impaired. They can do that. So when you look in the security cameras, when he puts their phone down, you can see it, it's flashing. So either somebody's calling her, that means.
Yeah.
So, and they just like left it, like they didn't try to hang up. But like, we even discussed this, like, here's the thing, right? So even if they were, let's just say they had, I mean, I don't know if they're robbers, but they had some kind of conscience and like, we won't kill her, we won't kill the kids, we'll give her phone back because we don't even need it. Because obviously the phones nowadays, you can track the phones.
But you're still not just going to place it gently.
Like,
you're just
like
toss
he
it.
squatted down, I would have just thrown
put it down real
whatever.
nice. Like, it was just really weird, the whole thing. I don't know.
Because
it does
what
give
we were
you
saying
airs
was,
of like,
we were saying that like I'm surprised like they didn't at least like, well, she didn't say it, maybe she did, but they didn't like tie her hands together or something, like, to have her to she had to get out of the tide now to go down and get the phone. Like, she could have just walked right behind them.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, it was, it's interesting. I mean, I would hope that something like this wouldn't be faked, but
I sadly, as much as I like PK, I could see him doing it because he has had problems. There has been, like, I think a fire, or there was another theft in his house a long time ago when they first started.
I think they filed for bankruptcy.
They did, but there was also, like, a theft, I think, was it around the time that Kyle's house got robbed? I don't know, but there was definitely one that had happened, and
yeah.
So I could see him doing that, and I could see him justifying the fact that he was doing that with leaving her there because he needed it to be believable, and she would drive the story home and make it believable.
But maybe that's why he cried when he saw her, because he was like, damn, I didn't think she was going to have this bad a reaction. Or maybe he was hoping that like people were going to like break in and not like even dress her. Like
she would just find it the next day or somehow, like the place tossed or something.
I don't know. Interesting though. My only really comment that I took on here, because it was like they just talked about it again, was Dorit catches Andy swallowing a yawn again, which I didn't even remember that he did that last year.
The first one, yeah.
Which, yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it is a little yawn worthy because we talked about it a lot,
Well, the joke was that she was very long-winded.
Well, yeah,
and that was a big thing.
But still, we did talk about this a lot. And Kyle says that the person that burglarized her had actually reached out to her and offered to give her all her stuff back, and
that was absolutely crazy.
Said she was gonna pay him, and Erica was like, "Why would you pay him?" Because it's her stuff. She wants her stuff back. And it's like, Dorit also said she's not going to try to get any, like, she's not going to buy her stuff again. But you said that even, like, one of the big things was that he stole her mom's rings or something, the guy who took her
He stole bags and I think jewelry of the mom's that was very sentimental to her, that she,
which makes sense. Yeah, you would pay to get that back because you can't just go to whatever store and buy that again. Which, what's so funny I think about these housewives? Like, when you think about their closets, they look like stores. Like, they line their bags up all nice and like a store-wise, and the shoes. Like, you could just grab and go. There's nothing on there that you couldn't really. But, the houses are big. Which also, too, is like, how did those people know exactly where to go? Like, how they know what was the right bedroom? Like, you know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. In a big house, like
yeah, like, you didn't accidentally open the kid's door or anything. Because she said her door was shut, like, 'cause she heard the door open, right? So that is weird. I mean, I hope it wasn't staged, because that's horrible, and kind of, I don't think it's what's the word? Not like offensive, but maybe insensitive to people who have actually gone through that. Kyle being one of them. And then the next topic. Well, this is kind of like, at this point, it's like the Crystal topic at this point. This is like,
you know what they
the
do
big
say?
thing
They say that her house was robbed in 2019.
Really?
Yep, it was a different house though.
Well, they weren't there though.
No, I think they were there.
Weird.
Same MO, isn't that something?
Yeah.
Because you know what to me that just makes it more believable. You know the house was robbed because you're there. Like otherwise, somebody could say that you know. But I think they did catch this guy.
Yeah. So maybe that one was real.
Yeah.
All right. So Crystal now. I talk about her time on the season, her eating disorder, and they bring up, of course, they say, was the Sutton walking in on her, like the issue of that being maybe because of the eating disorder, and like I think they said body dysmorphia, right? Or
yeah,
like,
well, they were asking like was she
that something,
or was she like
a binging or something?
Yeah, binging at the time and purging or something like that.
She was like, no. She said no. She said she was just like naked, which here's my thing.
I wouldn't have someone walk in just to drop my coat off either, but I would probably laugh it off as like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
like.
Well, here's the thing.
I don't
you have
think
to
I
think
would
about
think
too.
I was being violated. Like she was bringing you the coat. She knocked on the door. She came in. She had
Yeah.
no idea that you were,
No.
She didn't say anything like go around and say, oh, I saw Crystal. She looks this, that, and the other thing. Like she didn't even say
No.
anything to anybody.
But I mean, I get it. Like, yeah, no, you don't want anybody to walk on.
But I don't
in
think
on you
she
naked.
like. I think
But
she was
you
making
have
it
to
sound like she was
remember that-
intentionally coming
No.
to do something. I don't think she had any plans.
What I was gonna say was you have to remember too that night before. I mean, her and Sutton did have like a fight, so maybe in that moment, she was like, "Oh, she's doing this intentionally." But
Yeah, but
now
what
that
was
you've
her
seen
motive?
the
Like, what was
footage-
the motive?
just,
Like,
I don't
that's
know.
what I don't get it. Like,
Yeah.
what's the motive?
Like,
It's
if
not
she
like
woke
took
up
a
the next
picture
day
of
and
you or
spread it or
Yeah, that's what I'm
something.
saying. She didn't say anything about it.
Or she's like, "Come on in, camera crew."
Yeah, like she didn't let the camera crew in or
No,
nothing.
yeah.
Like,
I don't know.
I just thought Crystal in this segment looked
Bad.
so bad. She just kept digging a grave and stepping into it, and it was just so bad. I mean,
Which, the one thing that I'm glad that Andy brought up was he asked Kyle why was it okay for her to bring up her eating disorder with Crystal, but not Sutton to bring up the miscarriage with Diana. And Kyle does admit that she's wrong, and I'm kind of glad that she did that. She kind of admit that she was like all wrong in that situation.
I think she knew there was nowhere to go. That she was drunk, and you could see she was drunk.
Yeah.
I mean, because she was just like weirdly aggressive, and I think she knew there was nowhere to go with that one, and
And she said it herself, Kyle, too. Kyle said, "Oh, I brought it up, the eating disorder, because I was trying to be like, oh, I've been there, I understand." Which is what I've always said that I think is what Sutton does. Sutton doesn't know how to empathize with somebody, so she just says, "Oh, I've been there."
But I think here's the thing. So I just think there was not really a time or a reason for her to bring it up, because I don't ever mention to anybody that I had a miscarriage. Nobody even knows, like, outside of my immediate family that were there at the time. And one of my friends at work's wife started heavy bleeding with blood clots and all this stuff, and he was telling me what was going on, and I said, well, I had that happen to me as well. I said I had a miscarriage. He looked at me like dumbfounded, because all I've ever talked about was just my one child, never that I wanted, like, they all I think just assumed I never intended to have more than one child. And I said, no, I was pregnant, and then I just never tried after that. But like, that was, I thought about Sutton in a weird way, because I thought, I'm like, oh, see, I am Sutton, because I was
most
sharing.
people
But
don't
he
talk
got,
about things that,
but the thing is, he actually got some valuable information from what I went through. So, like, I think that's what Sutton is trying to do. Like, I think she's trying to empathize, she's trying to console, she's trying to maybe offer a piece of something that she learned. I don't know.
Because most big traumatic things, you don't just want to talk about it. You're not going to share about people. But if you see that somebody else is going through it, you may say, yeah, I might. Like, I'm sure Kyle probably told Dorit, like, oh yeah, when I was burglarized, I did this, which is the same thing. I'm sure Kyle doesn't walk around the town saying, hey, I was robbed, or even Dorit, like, she's not going to walk around and publicize those big things that happened to you.
They're not ready to receive anything that Sutton has to say, so therefore it's always going to come across as, oh, she's thinking about herself, or it's all about her. It's always going to come across poorly for her, I just think. But
yeah, I think Sutton just has to say that I don't like. Well, first off, Sutton might have to realize, I don't know if she does know, but that maybe she doesn't know how to empathize, and this is her way of empathizing with somebody, is saying, Oh, I've been there. That's how
I think she just thinks that's a way to like communicate with them.
To connect with somebody, or like, yeah, I mean, it's not.
And then I wished this one had done better, but
which one? Where are you going?
I'm giving you an Andy yawn. Sorry, hold on.
Oh my God, swallow it down.
I don't know how he does that. Then they touched upon, of course, Erica's comments at the Christmas party.
Yeah, okay, I was hoping that's where you're going.
She admitted she was wrong, however...
But not fully wrong?
But not really fully wrong. But I think, I do understand where Erica was going. I don't think she was trying to encourage her to throw up. I think she was just saying...
If you're going to do it, why puke it?
Yeah, why are you... If that was me and I had a situation, I would probably... use laxatives or something, because she was trying to say, like, I couldn't do it that way. Me neither. I can't throw
puke.
up.
I can't throw up either.
Like, I could understand where she was trying to go with it. I think she was trying to say,
and I don't
like,
think
listen,
throwing
if that
up is
was
good
me,
for you because your stomach acid's coming up and you can burn like your
diarrhea is
throat.
not good either, but laxatives and stuff. But
but
I think she was trying to say, if that was me, I would use laxatives.
This is how I would.
Yeah, like, that's what I think she was trying to say.
Not right, but
she didn't use the right choice of words because, again, I think she was equally drinking.
Oh, yeah. No, that was the Christmas party, right? She was.
Yeah. Why she said the thing about the chicken nuggets, I have no idea, like, why you can't have chicken nuggets. I think she thought she was being funny. I think she thought she was being funny.
Weird one to be funny at.
Well, the thing is, being funny when you're drunk is very different than when you're sober because nothing really makes sense. So it's, you know,
to her, she was probably like, oh, ha, 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 ha. But, like, they were like, that's no ha, ha, ha. But that one, I don't think that was the one she really took back. She took back the laxative thing. Like, yes, I was wrong. I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah.
The chicken nuggets, she kind of held on to that one a little bit.
The thing with this group is people can apologize, but they really don't let it go.
Let it go.
So don't say I accept your apology because you really are not letting it go because even her, like, she held on to this no matter what. So, like, even if you guys talk and realize, like, oh, that was a mistake, you know I was drinking, I would have never said that if I was in my right mind. I mean, don't act like you don't know alcohol screws with people.
I mean, the show, most of my fights would probably be, like, if I got in a fight, I would probably fight them being like, well, why did you say you accepted it when you didn't? You're a liar now. That's what I would probably fight about.
Well, and that's kind of, sadly, what she did to everyone. Like, she said she was okay with Sutton, but she really wasn't. She never let it go. She said she was okay with Erica, but she really wasn't. She said she was okay with Dorit. She really wasn't. She said that Dorit shared with the group that she throws up
every day.
And apparently she claims that was not meant for public consumption. But Dorit said, you said it at a table with everybody there.
When did she? I don't remember when she told Dorit. I don't know if she said it.
I don't know if she said it with those people, but she said it at a table, and I think that's what she meant, like with a group of other people or something. So if you were willing to share that with them, I didn't think anything of it, which I understand where she was coming from.
Yeah, I get Dorit, but I also get that Crystal's like, this is something, sensitive to her that she may not want publicized because, like, I think always their excuse is like, well, you said it on TV, but here's the thing, you have to remember, I'm sure something like a topic of like an eating disorder, if she went to Bravo and said, hey, I don't want to put this in there, I'm sure they might respect her decision since it's something like serious like this. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, if it's snuck in there, I think, but she was clearly trying to address it. So
I know, but I'm just saying, if she had changed her mind, I think sometimes when they use that excuse, like, well, you're on a TV show, like, But I mean, there are ones that are like, you're on a TV show.
Yeah, but she really, first of all, I didn't even know she was mad at Dorit. But
no, that came out of nowhere.
She really came with, like, that she was utterly pissed at her that she was making polls about her and stuff like that. I mean,
polls?
Didn't they make a poll?
What poll?
Like, take a poll?
Oh, you mean where she was saying they should get help, that part in the...
Yeah, like where she was talking to the people. Like, she was saying,
I think she just, like, well, I was like, what do you mean a poll? Dorit put on her Instagram,
I think I might have disassociated a little bit there.
Oh.
Let's keep in mind, Cooper did not let me sleep last night.
Not at all. He screamed, he cried, he jumped on everything. And when you thought he was going to be good, he laid with me for 2 seconds, got back up. Then he was going to lay with me and crawled under my blanket. Got out of the blanket immediately. I was really hoping that blanket one was going to work because that was the second try. And it didn't. He jumped on the air. He opened the windows. He jumped on, for example, our office is our kitchen table. He jumped on the kitchen table. There's no room on the kitchen table when all the office supplies is down.
Nope.
So
yeah, so I'll pull it back together.
Yeah, let's pull it back because
I think I was on too quick of a roll, and I just kept rolling, and I don't know where it went.
Well, the next topic is a big one. What is it for you? I have the Sutton Dark comment.
Oh yeah, well no, when they were talking, well, I don't think they were talking about. They brought back up. They circled back around to Crystal and Sutton again.
Yeah, I think this was where it's supposed to.
And they said that when Crystal was saying, because I think everybody's made the comparison that what Lisa Rinna is doing is very similar to what Crystal did. Crystal was saying, oh, there was something so horrible said.
Yeah.
And this one's saying there's something so horrible said. Or she said there was something dark. And then this one's saying that it's just horrible and traumatizing.
It's going to give her cancer if she doesn't say it. Which I heard, I don't know what it is, but but
I hope
is
Andrew
it the National
on that stuff.
Cancer Society or something like that?
American Cancer Society?
I don't know which one it was, but they called her out or something.
Probably American Cancer Society.
That people should stop using cancer as like weaponizing that idea. Which
it's horrible.
What the hell?
Because you're just putting you're putting more of the stigma on. Not that, look, we all know cancer is bad, but I do watch a YouTuber that she just recently got breast cancer and she is clean of it. I believe that your mindset has a lot to do with cancer, because I know when my mom had it, she would do better or seem better when she stayed positive, but when she would fall into the negative or get stressed, it was a whole different ballgame. Now this one uses, her chemo was liquid gold, and then her radiation she rebranded it Rays of Sunshine. So when you call it that, she would be like, I'm accepting my rays of sunshine. You're instead of doing that. So I agree with them. They should. That Lisa was crazy with that.
You could have just said sick, because sick's anything, you know.
Well, but it's going to stress me out that I'm sorry that I'm going to get so sick or something like that. But
which that's true. You can get sick from being stressed, but I don't think you can get cancer from stress.
They seriously came
for Crystal. Kyle especially here. Kyle was not coming to play.
I think she was on point with like keeping up with what she was doing, because Kyle was on point with keeping up with
she
Crystal's
was
words, man.
Like a stenographer, like typing out every word that Crystal said in her head.
Yeah,
like,
because she kept saying that. She kept saying that.
Kyle did not.
You said something, and then Crystal kept saying, "No, I'm just saying it was a feeling.
Tone.
It was the tone. It was a tone. It was the feeling. It was this. That's what I was saying. No, but what she said." But wasn't really dark, or the tone wasn't really dark.
No, but here's the thing.
She was talking about a little kid's birthday party. Like, how was that? Or not birthday party, but a little kids get together.
Pool,
But they were like in a pool together. Like,
but
it wasn't something
the thing is, so Crystal, when we saw it, Crystal specifically said, she said other things that were dark. She didn't say that, like the way she said it, she made it sound like there was another statement she made, which was offensive and should have not been said. And then she said, well, now at the reunion, she's saying, oh, no. I just meant like how she was saying it came off dark. But then my favorite, which I don't watch What Happens Live. Mm-hmm. Andy said that she came on and she doubled down saying that the comment was like really dark or something.
Yeah, and that she won't discuss it.
And she was like, wait, what?
And I think she won't discuss it because there's nothing. It's like Lisa Rinna, there's nothing to discuss. Can you move your napkin down? I feel like it's not covering that thing that you need. Yeah.
Okay.
Just gotta make some protective adjustments.
Measures.
Yeah. But but Kyle was on everything, and saying like, you just said such and such, and now it's not this, and you told us there was something that was actually said, and you wouldn't share what was said. You never said it was a tone. Yeah, because if she could have just said like, oh, this is how the way she said something made me feel like weird. Like she didn't even say.
She said, oh no, she said that.
She said words, and that's what was wrong. But they
which also, Rinna tells her that she needs to say it, and she's got to back it up, which is very hypocritical.
Oh my
Rinna,
God, was it ever?
Which I remembered the other day that Rinna's whole thing was own it.
Yeah.
Rinna, you're not owning it.
I mean, even look, it's one thing when the girls call you out, but when Andy calls you out, he was like, listen, you did accuse her basically of being racist, and
or at least letting people think that.
Yeah, and then, of course, like you just said, Lisa and Erica were the ones that wanted to know why it's okay
because they freaked out because Sutton said, it's fine, I'm over it, let's move on.
Yeah. So, because I think she realized there's nowhere to go with this. There's no reason to keep pursuing this. Just let it go. Let it just drop and not give it life.
Now that they know what it was, everybody in the group's like, okay, well, I don't think it was as big as you were making it.
Yeah,
You were
so
just making out.
So let it go.
Because why would not?
But why can't Erica and Lisa, like, that's what they were saying. Like, why can't you let us let it go? If we are okay with it and we want to let it go.
That's what they did.
Why can't you just let us do that? And, you know, I mean.
Which is interesting when you think about it. Sutton, I think Sutton's taken this mindset that she's like, if I just say I'm okay with it, and now Diana and Crystal keep attacking me, they are going to look like the bad guy. And if I don't do anything, I look fine, because now they look like they're fighting an innocent, like not like an innocent woman, but like somebody who's not fighting back. You know, it's gonna look worse for them.
Yeah, because then they even went on to talk about like the friends and stuff like that. About how she lost the friends, and that Lisa Brenna actually gave her good advice on it, and you know, was telling her, get ready, this could happen. But she was using, like, she
said that let me see, she said after she did the show, the women got weird, these 14 friends.
And then Kyle said, this happened before the show, I thought, or something like that. And she said, yes, it did. But, and she's like, well, then why'd you say the show did it? So the show had nothing to do with it. The show didn't do anything. And she said, no, the show did it as soon as I signed on. So I think she was just trying to say when...
I think she just generalized it, but she generalized it too much for Kyle.
Yeah, I think she meant like when I was on the show, not when I was like...
I think maybe that's Crystal's issue. Maybe she generalizes things too much. Like she just uses a very like... She just says like a broad statement where...
Yeah, but even that like was wrong, like because... I mean,
I get it, and she was right.
She
like
was
technically it was
the show, but it wasn't, and she was trying to say that these women wanted to be on the show and were asked to be on the show, or they asked to be on the show.
Kyle said that they were asked to be on the show and they weren't on the show. Yeah, but she completely like trips her up, and she's like completely fumbling around Crystal, which is like, whoa. And what's well now see, depending on how this ends, I'm like, I don't know if I could see Crystal coming back. You know?
I don't know. I think she would be picked off by one too many of them too many times, that I think she'd be like, yeah, no.
Yeah, like I think
I have no
season
desire.
1, she was a little bit like shy getting used to the cameras.
Yeah.
And now I feel like she's like maybe trying to overdo for the cameras because she knows she's a little shy around them.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like she could have been a fun person or a fun housewife.
I think she could have. Well, even if, you know, like she was still the dramatic one or something, like you do have to have that to balance out the whole thing. So that would have been fine. But she was like a little, I don't know, sometimes she was a little crybaby-ish.
I think she's too young for them.
I think so too.
I think that's the issue.
I think she is.
I think
she just turned 30. I think she's just too young.
No,
for
she
them.
didn't just turn 30.
No,
she
sorry,
did her last year in 30.
Last year's of 30s. That's right. She was turning 40. But I agree, because there is a big difference between 40 and 50. Because even when you
think about it, think about New York. The big issue there was
water. I'm sorry, it's right next to you. I'm sorry. I think that's one of my problems. I need a little water.
Here, take your lid off first before I speak.
Go ahead.
I think the big issue with New York was when they brought Leah in. It was such a drastic difference.
She was really a different age.
She's a different age. She also was like a different mindset than all these women. So she just didn't go like with them. Like I think Leah still has a very like. Here, close it. Go ahead, close your drink.
I think they thought Crystal would have worked out though, because I think she does act older.
Yeah, like for example, Ebony from New York Housewives, she's younger than the other women, but she's very mature. So I think that's why she did jive with them a little bit better than I think Leah did. Like Leah is still Leah's very young at heart.
And I think that's what they thought with Crystal. Like Crystal's established. She's not going to come with like that Leah energy. It'll be a little bit different. Yeah. She'll probably blend with the group, and I think she could have. But I don't know. I think she had something. Like I think if she had taken this topic and just like ran with it a little bit at the beginning and then just let it go.
Yeah. If she just said what happened, I think it would have been totally different. Like if she just said it from
if she just had went differently and just said, you made me feel really uncomfortable entering my room the way you did. I wasn't dressed. I'm not, very proud of my body. Because like, look, I'm not proud of my body, but that doesn't mean I have an eating disorder. So anybody can say that they don't want other people to see them, that's weird.
Yeah.
And she could have just went that way.
And I think maybe they'll give her another season just to try and see if she can
stuck up for her.
If she can pull it together next season, I think maybe they'd give her like one more, just so that they're not like knocking everybody down, because you're gonna have to have some kind of differential from Kyle and Renna. That's gonna be the next thing next season.
But they really made her look like she didn't know what she was talking about, and like they were. I think they were contradicting her left and right.
Yeah, it was not good.
No.
And then Diana logs on to Zoom.
Welcome, Zoom meeting.
Yeah, and Andy brings up all the cease and desist that she had been going through. with the book or something.
Yeah, with the Madam rumors and
yeah. But here's my thing: wasn't Rinna in that book?
Yeah, but they were trying to say that some of it was a front, and I think by putting some celebrities in there,
it was
legit.
like gonna
like they were saying like it was a. But I think when Lisa Rinna was in it, she was much younger. I don't know that she was necessarily with Harry because they made her sound much younger.
No,
like
no. I'm just saying though. Still,
they were trying to say that the book was like a catalog for, you know, obviously that you to look through the women or whatever. But, yeah, sadly, I guess it wasn't. So, sorry, men.
Let me just say this. Everything she explained for the most part, take note of where her eyes were looking. They were looking up, and
yeah, you said that she looked like she was
sounds
reading
like she's reading from something. Because there are parts where you could tell that she's genuine.
Yeah.
But you could hear like a different speech where it's a little bit more like you can tell she's like, for example, I'm going to read exactly what I wrote, and it sounds different than when I'm just speaking here off the top of my mind.
Course.
Diana explains the comments, but I couldn't focus on the words because she was reading off something. That's exactly what I wrote, but that's not how I just said it to you, so it sounds different. Obviously, you can see significantly different. You can tell I'm speaking from my mind right now than reading something. And you could have said, oh, maybe she had the screen above her watching them. She wasn't looking out there the whole time. Like, she wasn't looking above the camera the whole time.
Yeah, I don't know where they would have had the placement of the other girls, but I don't know if she could have even seen them. They could see her, I think.
Yeah,
but I don't know that she could. She was watching them.
Well, no, because
it would have had to be on.
She was coming through. Actually, if you look, she had a phone like in her behind the scenes. They were filming her through an iPhone, or something. So good quality iPhone, but still, I couldn't even pay attention because she looked like that. And either she was reading off of something, or they had her rehearse her lines, which they should have had her rehearse a few more times because that acting was not that good, in my opinion.
Yeah. They also address her licking of the lips.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I've seen her do it, but with the corners. I just never seen her. I don't think I ever really saw her do it because I think I just saw like remnants of it because when she was doing it, I'm like, yikes, like, what is wrong with her? And she apologized and everything to everybody, like,
yeah, she said it was like a nervous
tick.
This
is bad, and I know it looked bad.
Which I know people do lick their lips, but she really gets that tongue out there and in the corners. Like, like when you eat something that's like sharp and you cut the corners of your mouth, did you almost just fall off the ottoman?
Yep.
What the hell?
Fell asleep.
How? You were just talking.
I'm that tired. Go ahead.
Oh my god. No, but when you eat something and you cut the corners of your lips?
Yeah.
With food, like I feel like she would be cutting up the corners of her lips. Like imagine she just keeps licking the corners of her lips, and she has like a Joker smile, like up the side of her face. Like she just starts licking her lips, and then just keeps cutting it from like how raw it is, and keeps going up.
I don't know.
I don't know.
But she claims that she was sending out those cease and desist letters because of stuff that was coming out about her. Like I didn't even know she made this comment about black content creators.
Yeah, I didn't know about this.
I didn't know about that, but apparently she said she didn't understand what that was. I mean, we all know that that's a person that makes content and they are probably black. Or they make they make black content, like
content
that's focused on, like say perhaps their hair type and stuff like that. Yeah. I don't know. That's what I would have assumed. She, however, is from another country. I understand that, and things are very different. And I feel like she's been here long enough to know the difference. But hey, you want to run with that one. She said she didn't understand, and she thought it was referencing the dark web, and said something like, "Why would anybody want to do that?" Or and of course, went south. I mean, Crystal tried.
What the hell was that?
There was something outside.
Crystal
tried to back her up by saying, after talking to her, like,
or saying that she explained it to her.
Yeah,
I don't know anything about
something.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything.
She did say something like, I didn't know what that was, because like the way she explained it was like, yeah, you're definitely clueless.
Even the way she explained it, saying what she thought it was, I was like, that doesn't even make sense to me.
Yeah, I didn't think so either.
Okay.
But some of it you just gotta let it go.
Yeah.
Because it's like, yikes.
And then Andy brings up that people think that Diana's the person that was buying the bots who attacked Garcelle's son. And Garcelle says, yeah, she does think that Diana did it.
That's really sad. Because, she's trying to have another baby, and she's a mom, and but you know what? It's so weird. I want to say I can't see her doing that, but I kind of can.
Yeah. I could kind of see her doing it.
I could kind of see her like because she's over there telling Garcelle, well, I wanted you to take my name out of that post that he reposted because, when I get a death threat is like serious in my family. Because she kept talking about murder and all sorts of stuff. And I understand in her mind it is that extreme.
Real, yeah.
It is that extreme. And look, someone gives a death threat, they could come for you and you could get killed. I get that. But like she was trying to say that, you should have took my name out of things, and I could see her being that vicious to come for them.
Petty, yeah.
Yeah, I'd be that petty to come for them and stuff, because now she's got the foot, the shoe on the other foot, and they're coming for her.
Which
the people.
She did say, like, she wants to know how evil she must appear. You did, Diana, say, though, if you want a new villain, here I am.
Yeah,
you did kind of set yourself up for this, even though Brenna ended up being the main villain of the season. You were like the first half. You were like the encore for Renna. So you did kind of, and you probably would have continued if Renna didn't take this and, dropped, and nobody ended up not liking you.
They also touched on when she gave the money for Erica.
Oh yeah, they did.
And Andy asked her asked Erica, were you mad at that? And I understand, like, see, this is another one of those things where it could be a cultural thing, like where she had said multiple times to the girls, if you're going to keep harassing her about this, and you're so worried about the orphans and widows, why are you not stepping up with a check? Why are you not, like, helping them out if you're this worried about them? You can't just keep screaming to Erica about it. Like, you should actually do something about it. So she actually did. She gave money to...
Yeah, she gave to the charity or something.
Charity.
Yeah.
That helps them get home and stuff.
Home?
Yeah.
I think it was just helping them cover for the bill that he didn't pay, I think is what the charity's for.
Yeah, to get their money.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get why Erica is not mad at her, because she said she did
what she said
she was going to do. And that's her prerogative. If she wants to give her money to them, she can. Would I give my money to them? Probably not, just because I don't have enough to give. I would love to give money, but I don't have enough. And like Erica said, not everybody is on the up and up. I watched my brother follow people that claim medical claims, and his job is to demystify them. And guess what? A lot of times he does, and he catches them doing stuff that they're not supposed to be doing, which means, guess what? You're not that injured, and you're not that much of a victim. I'm not saying that they're not victims, or there aren't ones out there that he frauded, but...
Well, I think... they're like widows and orphans, right? So, like, they definitely are missing somebody.
Is there no widowers? Like, why is there only widows and orphans? Like, there's no men?
Oh, I thought widows, or what would you call a man?
They're women. Widower.
A widower?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe they just don't want to throw widower, and an orphan. Come on, that doesn't flow off the tongue like a widow and an orphan does.
I know, that's what I'm saying. But Garcelle goes into, this is what I want to say about Garcelle. Garcelle goes into this whole thing that Diana is obsessed with her. And I'm like, what are they talking about? Because that's like, it get a little weird. And she said, no, she's obsessed with me on social media. That she's constantly like bullying me on social media and saying things to me and coming for me. And I just want her to stop.
Yeah, because she even sent her a text saying that, like, if anything happens to her family, Diana, that no Bravo contract will even stop her.
Yeah.
Like what is in the Bravo contract? Like, maybe that's why I always want Melissa Gorga to hit somebody, because every season she gets so close, and I'm like, just go for it, Melissa. Maybe in the clause, like, you can't hit somebody.
Yeah, maybe you get more money if you keep your hands off people, but you can start a fight, but you have to keep your hands off.
Yeah, like
which
maybe
I saw Melissa Gorga at BravoCon, and we all know not Julia.
Who the hell's Julia?
I don't know who Julia is. Judice, I think is what I was thinking. Teresa is clearly there. They had the bridal hair and gown cut out,
which it looks like she's holding a hand. Do you think they left the husband's face in, and you can pose with?
Yes, it's a husband and wife.
No, but like they cut his face out too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you can pose in each one of them. Oh my God! You could either just do Teresa or do the two as a couple. And
no, because I only saw somebody post. I think it was Andy, and he just did Teresa, but he cut off the husband, so I didn't get to see who was like if you could pose your face. Imagine they left your husband in there that you just got to be Teresa, and you like had to be with him. And we're like, I don't know about that.
He's odd. So.
Oh God, yeah. Just wait till we get to New Jersey, you guys.
They show a lot of coming attractions, and it looks crazy. And
yeah, I love it. I love when they have somebody come out of the car. They show the feet first, and they play the. Like almost like a Jaws kind of theme. It's like this big orchestra, because here comes Kathy Hilton.
But see, I just wish there was questions that like we wanted answers to that they would. Yeah. I don't know. Answer.
I mean, they ask you to submit your questions, but I think they probably ignore them.
They still pick what they want, and I think they pick the ones that they think is going to move the show along, even in the reunion setting. But there's stuff that like I really wanted answers to that I didn't get because they didn't
like out of what the topics they talked so far.
Yeah, even the topics they talked so far, like there was other things I would have wanted to ask to read about this robbery because I just thought it was odd.
Yeah. I mean, I guess they didn't want to push it because either way, even if it was fake from TK's end, it's still very real for Dorit. Like, you know what I mean? So you don't want to like.
Yeah, I know.
But I don't exactly remember what it seemed like they were going to talk about next week. I don't know. And they didn't say how many parts they are. Kathy's coming. And he did say Diana will rejoin. So I'm assuming Diana will rejoin to do the Elton John thing.
Yeah, I'm not really sure either.
Oh, and actually, sorry, Diana just joined to talk to Garcelle about this bot thing. They didn't even get into her and Sutton's fight. So maybe that's going to be next week. Yeah. I could see maybe they're going to
have to touch on Sutton and her.
They'll probably do Sutton and her and have her there. Then they'll go into the Elton John party. And then they'll have Kathy come in. And that's where it will end. Because I'm sure they'll save Kathy for the last part. Because why wouldn't you? Why would you not save the big thing for the end? I mean, come on. But I think that's all I have.
Yeah, I think you got to start your spiel.
So on Friday, we posted our She-Hulk finale. So sad that it's over. And our Andor episode 6. And on Wednesday, we did don't you lay down on this ottoman. Sit back up.
Go ahead, I'm listening.
All right, just pop back up when it's time to say your thing.
I know.
All right, well, lay down and then I'll talk because you're going to hear you moving.
No, I can hear my thing. I can feel my thing moving. Go ahead. Keep talking. You know what she says to me? She says, "How is it that we're done with this, and yet we're still 20 minutes out?"
Because we get distracted. All right, so she's laying down. She'll come back when it's time to say her little thing.
There's so much hair hanging off your back.
I know. All right.
That's very good.
Okay, I left off with the Housewives. We posted on Wednesday a bonus episode exclusively for YouTube because YouTube loves.
I could put my head on your lap, but I won't ask for that. Go ahead.
My skin feels tingly.
I don't want to.
We posted it on YouTube because YouTube, our Housewives videos, they do the best out of all our videos. So that was like our little thank you for doing so well on YouTube. And we talked about the reunion outfits. That's why we didn't talk about it here. We talked about taglines, all those things. So go listen so you can hear what we said, basically.
Some candid comments on those clothes because we were not fans. Let's just say that.
And then
not a fan.
On Monday, we post our weekly podcast where we talk about the shows that we watch separately, and then we also spin a wheel and we talk about this like TV news. And I think that's it. And as always, after this, we're going to be starting Real Housewives of OC. Wow.
OC.
I've never seen it. She's seen it. So that's going to come from the point of view from two different points of views. And what?
Interesting.
Oh, here comes Sissy. All right, so we got to go quickly. All right, so you can either give us a 4 or a 5. You can give us a 4 if we have to improve. But if you know that we're going to improve, you might just not leave the 5 instead of having to come back and change your opinion. And then you could also subscribe.
Unless it counts as a second opinion.
Yeah, unless it's like a 4 and a 5. Mm-hmm. But, but why wouldn't you just leave a 5 and a 5? But so you could also subscribe to our podcast and make sure you turn on notifications so you know when we post podcast. And if you're on YouTube, make sure you give us a like. Don't give us a thumbs down. Instead, leave a comment telling us how we can improve. I should just pre-record this at this point.
Yes, you should.
That's a good idea. Maybe I'll do that. And I believe that's it. Thank you guys so much for listening or watching. And we'll be back next week. Say it.
Oh, hit the button. I was just dreaming you should put the dog on the leash.
What?
I have no idea what that has to do with anything, but I was getting ready to say that instead of hit the button.
I had dreams. I had dots all over my arms and things were crawling under my skin.
Ooh, no.
Yeah, no, that was really...